rate is 9%. This 9% is, thank you very much, Caro, is the risk-free rate of return. So then they want me to do something very easy. They want me to give them the risk of Mary Chege's portfolio relative to the market, So they want me to give them the risk of Mary Chege's portfolio relative to the market. Now, ladies and gentlemen, listen and listen to me very well. When they talk of risk, we know that in finance, when they talk of risk, we know in finance that risk is either measured using, number one, standard deviation, or number two, beta coefficient. So in this case here, how do we get to measure the risk of Mary Chege's portfolio? Are we going to make use of standard deviation or beta? Somebody talk to me. Which one shall we use? Is it standard deviation or beta? Is it standard deviation or beta? Which one shall we use to measure risk? Beta, because the examiner, you can see there in some column, the examiner has given us a column of equity beta. Thank you very much. So they have given us a column of equity beta. So like beta of W is 1.12, beta of Z is 1.6. But you see, they want the beta of the portfolio. So they want the beta of the portfolio. Of course, as we know, all of us, a portfolio is a combination of securities. So then this should be securities beta, average of. This should be the average of securities beta. Very important, because a portfolio is a combination. A portfolio is a combination of what here? Securities. Securities are like what here? Like shares. Securities are like shares. So like this lady has got how many securities? 4 of them. 4 of them. W, X, Y, and what here? Z. But now remember, you see, like here we have the equity beta of W being 1.12. Right? Equity over X is 0.89. The worst mistake you can ever do is to add those equity betas and then you say divide by 4. The worst mistake you can ever do is to give us a simple average. Here, if you want to be safe, please take the weights, give us the weighted betas. So give us the weights times the respective corresponding beta, and then you sum. So you take the weights times the corresponding betas for you to get this average. Now, ladies and gentlemen, how do we get the weights? To get the weights here, we always, we take the proportion of what here, somebody, or rather proportion of value, preferably market value of shares or securities, like that. Proportion of market value of securities. This is how we shall be getting our weights. Remember my story of the ED10T era? Is there anybody who is able to remember this story? ED10T era. It's not an ED10T era. It's an idiot mistake. This ED10T era that I normally see students doing, utaona pale ameenda pale kwa number of shares held. Wanatumia hizo kupata weights directly. Unatumia number of shares held kupata weights directly, unanyoroshwa kweli. Tafadhali. Ile kitu kiulizo upate weight, tafadhali. Ukiulizo upate weight, tafadhali. The most important thing you're supposed to do, ladies and gentlemen, ukiulizo upate weight, unakumbuka ni value of shares. Unakumbuka ni market value of who? Of shares. So we have here W, X, Y, Z. Remember, to get market value of shares, you take the number of ordinary shares, the nose. times their corresponding price. You take number of ordinary shares times their corresponding market price. So like if it is W, I can see the number of shares there at 10,000. How about the market price? You can see the market price of W is 130. You'll do the same for X, 15,000 times 100. We have the next one, 15,000 times 90. We have the last one, which is 10,000 times 160. So could you be kind by giving me these market values? Please give me these market values. Tell me what are we getting, somebody? Tell me what are we getting, somebody? Somebody tell me what we're getting. 10,000 times 130. 1.3 million. So this is 1.3 million. Thank you very much. How about this? This one I think is 1.5 million. If I'm not wrong. And 90 times 15,000. 90 times 15,000 will give me what figure, somebody? $1,350,000. Thank you very much. And then lastly, Z. Lastly, Z. What do we have here for Z? For Z, 1.6 million. Thank you very much. So now out of this, I can create my weights by you first of all giving me the total value. So first of all, give me the total value. The total value kiongeza zote zinakuja ngapi? Hiyo ni max inaingia tu. Ile uzuri wa AFM. Max inaingia tu. Max inaingia tu. 57,50,000. So out of this now, I will very comfortably give you guys the weights. Out of this, I will very comfortably get the weights. Like if it is weight of W, I'll take 1,300, you divide by 5750. 1,300, you divide by 5750, which will give us what figure, somebody, at the end of the day? 1,300 divided by 5750 will give us what figure, somebody? Remember, weight should be decimals, right? Weight should be decimals. So they're giving me a figure of 0.23. Thank you. That's the weight, the proportion. How about X? I'll take 1,500 divided by 5750. All right. 0.26. 0.26. Thank you very much. And then we have 1,350 divided by 5750. I hope you're together. I have 0.23 again. 0.23 again. 0.23, I'm being told. 0.23, 0.23. Thank you very much. And then we have this divided by this, which will end up giving us what figure? 0.29. So, ladies and gentlemen, you guys are bright. And then remember, by the side, we have the beta, which have been provided. So the betas provided, ladies and gentlemen, what do we have there? The betas provided. I can see a column for equity beta 1.12. So we have 1.12. And then please don't forget that there is somebody who made a request that you take a screenshot of this question and send it to our WhatsApp. Is there somebody who did that? Is there somebody who did that? Is there somebody who did that? The last one I'm being told is 0.28. 0.28. Really, it's about rounding off errors. That is expected. Right, all right, all right. So somebody has already done that. Thank you very much. You guys are great, good Samaritans. So the next one is 0.70. This is 0.70. And then we have here 1.60 like that. Now with that, now I'll comfortably give you beta of the portfolio. I'll comfortably come and ascertain beta of the portfolio. I will come here and give you beta of portfolio, beta of portfolio. So this beta of the portfolio will be the weight of W times beta of W plus weight of X times beta of X plus weight of Y times beta of Y plus weight of Z times beta of who? Z. Beta of Z times beta of Z. So could you kindly, ladies and gentlemen, give me these metrics here? Please take those betas and multiply them up. Take those betas and multiply them up. Take those betas and multiply them up. with their corresponding weights. They are here, they are here, they are here, they are here, they are there. So what do we have here? Somebody 0.23 times 1.12 plus, we have 0.26 times 0.89 plus 0.23 times 0.7 plus 0.28 times 1.6. Please give me the beta of the portfolio. The beta of the portfolio equals who? Is there somebody who already has an answer? Is there somebody who already has an answer? Is there anybody who already has an answer? Doreen tells me 1098. So now remember that we have what we call beta of the market. Beta of the market portfolio. Beta of the market portfolio is always what? Is always 1. Beta of the market portfolio is always 1. If you look at Mary Chege's beta, Mary Chege's portfolio beta is 1.098. It's more than what? It's more than this one. So this is more than 1, more than 1, more than 1, meaning that Mary Chege's portfolio has a higher risk. Mary Chege's portfolio has a higher risk. i.e., it is an aggressive portfolio. Remember, we could either have a lower risk portfolio or a higher risk portfolio. Lower risk is when the portfolio's risk, like for example, if you got 0.8, when you have the portfolio risk being 0.8, which is less than 1, then we would have said the portfolio is a lower risk portfolio. And if you remember, lower risk portfolio's, they're also called what here? Lower risk. Lower risk portfolios are also called what here? They're also called defensive portfolios. Defensive portfolios. These are portfolios whose beta is less than 1. Is less than 1. Whose beta is less than 1. So like now, this is not in that video. This concept is not in that video. So now I'm here to supplement. So remember, the question was all about this question. If you look at the question here, they wanted us to give them the risk of Mary Chege's portfolio. The risk of Mary Chege's portfolio relative to the market portfolio. Market portfolio has always a beta of what here? 1. And Mary Chege, ladies and gentlemen, Mary Chege's portfolio has a higher beta. So it is an aggressive portfolio. And the investors who pursue aggressive portfolios, investors who go for aggressive portfolios, we call them risk takers. So Mary Chege is a risk taker. Mary Chege is a risk taker. Mary Chege is a risk taker. These are those kind of ladies, unamwambia tufuge quails. Yashasikia anasema hapo sawa. Right? Na anakuwa among the first movers, yeye anauzauza zake. Wale wajinga wengine ukija kurealize baadaye, wana realize at the end of the day kwamba hakuna pesa kwa hiyo industry. So the lady is what here? Somebody is a risk taker. The lady is a risk taker. So I hope you guys, we are together up to there. I hope we are together up to there. I hope we are together up to there. I hope you're together up to there. Thank you very much. Great. So we look at number 2, yes. So they want us to determine whether Mary Chege should change the composition of her portfolio. Composition which securities do we have in her portfolio? Is there a security which is a loss-making security? So in this case here, we must analyze each security that we have in her portfolio one at a time. So now we are looking at the analysis of, who? We are looking at the analysis of individual securities. Analysis of individual securities for us to be able to see whether there could be some securities which are a loss. So we talk of profitability analysis, profitability analysis of individual securities. We have a special model that we normally use here. The model is normally called the Jensen's alpha value model. A famous model that is normally used to ascertain the profitability of securities, the profitability of individuals. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you can recall, alpha value of a security, alpha is written like this, is normally given by us taking expected returns of the security minus the CAPM returns. Ladies and gentlemen, could you kindly write this thing like that? And then if possible, you highlight it. And if possible, kindly use a yellow highlighter. Yellow highlighters, normally, they are very nice. They come with good luck. Don't use a red, pink highlighter. No. It is yellow. It's yellow or nothing. Remember that this is alpha, which is the profitability metrics. Profitability metrics or index. Then we have this is expected returns of a security. Like that. And then of course we have the famous CAPM. This is capital assets pricing model. Great. And then of course, right away, first of all, I'll jump into this high level vehicle. So I would want to see whether there is any student who will be able to remember the formula of CAPM returns. Is there any student here who will be able to remember the formula of CAPM returns? Is there any student who will be able to remember the formula of CAPM returns? Let's see. CAPM returns, CAPM. Apanaenda kwa any examination of CASNEP, if you don't know how to calculate CAPM returns. Is there anybody who can remind us the formula of CAPM returns? CAPM returns, I like what Mayom is telling me. I like what Carol is telling me. They're giving me very important models there. They're telling me, Mwalimu, we may have forgotten about everything, but we can never forget that CAPM must always start with what we call risk-free. So then these will be risk-free plus expected returns of the market minus risk-free multiplied by beta of a security. CAPM returns equals risk-free plus expected returns of the market. All right. Minus risk-free multiplied by beta of the security. This is what Bonaguga is calling, in this case here, the market premium. This is what Bonaguga is calling the market premium, because premium means over and above. All right. So then I would want you guys to do me a favor. Please give me the CAPM returns of W, CAPM returns of X, CAPM returns of Y, CAPM returns of Z. So we are basically plugging in. Is there anybody who will be able to see the risk-free rate of return in this question? Is there anybody who can see the risk-free rate of return in this question? Well, I it's 9%. In a portfolio, we prefer leaving out the percentages. We prefer leaving out the percentages. So the 9 is applicable for each one of them. It's risk-free rate of return. All right. Remember, risk-free rate of return is the same as what here? Risk-free rate of return is the same as the T-bills, treasury bills. Anything that you do with government is normally secure. Wachani serikali imekuja wakora hapa siku hizi, atuna supply vitu kwa county government, unakosa kulipwa. Hiyo vitu hazikuwa kitambo. Kitambo ulikuwa unafanya business with government, it was a sure bet. Hata siku hizi treasury bills zetu tunaogopa kidogo. Ingawa zii kwama, lakini siku hizi serikali kwa wakora wengi sana. Kila mkora siku hizi ukiwa mkora, unafikiria kufanya namna gani? Kuingia siasa. Aha, so plus, kuja hapa. Is there anybody who is able to see the expected return of the market portfolio? Expected or current? If you are so keen, you must have realized that the current market return is 14. Thank you very much. 14. This will really cut across all of them. Minus the 9. The 9. Like that. Multiplied by the beta factors. Are you able to see the beta factors? Are you able to see the beta factors? Are you able to see the beta factors? Beta factors, yes. For W, it's 1.12. 1.12. We have 0.89. 0.89. We have 0.70. 0.70. Tuko na 1.60 namna hiyo. So hebu saidieni mwalimu favor. Hapa ni abracadabra. Ensure that you are right with your body mass. So unasema 9 plus open brackets 14 minus 9 close times 1.12. Aha, Betty ananiambia ni 14.6%. Betty, katika portfolio management unajaribu kuavoid ma percentages Yeah, thanks. Doreen Gatwiri has been very consistent. So please go to X. Please go to X. Aha, Doreen amesema 13.45. And nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not seeing so many men participating. I don't know why. Most men are not giving us figures in this classroom. I don't know whether they have decided to join the Mawe Men Against Women Empowerment, but I'm not seeing so many, which is quite unfortunate. So 12.5. Caro, Betty, Samoi, thank you very much. At least I've seen one man. John, great, 17. Thank you very much. So we've been able to get the CAPEM returns. So after now we get the CAPEM returns. Thank you, Silvanus. After we get the CAPEM returns, the next thing will be for us to get the alpha values right there, alpha values. So now we want to get the alpha values. Now I want to get the alpha values. I want to get the alpha values. We want to get the alpha values. So how do we get alpha values? Quite a simple thing. To get alpha, normally what we do, we look at the expected or the current returns, and then we subtract what we call the cost of capital, the cost of borrowing. We subtract the CAPEM. Later on, we shall be seeing that CAPEM is the same as what here somebody Tuko. Thank you very much, Meshach. Tuko kabisa. Now we are geared towards what here? The men conference. We must at least hide, right? Some white, isn't it? Right? So alpha will take the expected return minus the CAPEM returns. Yes. So we have here W, X, Y, Z. Are you able to see the expected returns? Is there anybody who is able to see expected return? The last column. Is there anybody who is able to see? Yes. So we have 18, 23, 11, and 17. So 18, 23, 11, and 17 minus. The CAPEM returns we have here 14.6. We have 13.45. we have 12.5, we have 17. So please come and give us these figures. Come and give us these figures. So Samoy Dennis, thank you very much. Anasema ya kwanza ni 3.4. So is it profitable or not profitable? This 3.4, is it profitable or not profitable? If it's positive, it's profitable. And when it is profitable, which name do we give it? Because there are various names. We must baptize them. We must baptize them if it's profitable, because I can see it's positive. Super efficient. Thank you very much, my own board. So this is super efficient. This is super efficient. Please go to the second one, 23 minus 13.45. That somebody tells me it's 9.55. Thank you very much. Again, it's very profitable. It is super efficient. Thank you very much. So go to Y. How about Y? Yes, Y is minus 1.5. These are loss-making stupid thing, right? So in this case here, what should I call it? It's inefficient. Yes, it is inefficient. It is inefficient. How about Z? I can see perfect prediction. Perfect prediction, that is 0. It means that our model is so much efficient. Our model is so much efficient in terms of its prediction. Now, could you kindly then advise me, or rather advise Mary, the investor, should she change the composition of her portfolio or not? What is your final word? Yes. So Mary Chege should change the composition of her portfolio simply because her portfolio carries within it an inefficient security. It has an inefficient security. It has an inefficient security. Is that okay? Yoyote, only for 2 marks. I'm so sure most probably Lucy Aimba has never tried AFM before. If you have ever tried AFM before, you know that even 1 mark like this, Lucy, in AFM can make you see places that you've never seen before. So at times we are examiner wanakuwa wajajua marks distribution quite a lot, but most importantly here is for us to understand the concept. Great. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that now takes me to the other models of performance appraisal. So performance appraisal, I've used this question to show you how basically we appraise, how we evaluate portfolio profitability. How about the other models like Sharps? How about the other models like Sharps? Now I can see my own asking, but Mwalimu, it is only 1 portfolio. No, remember this lady has got what here? 1 portfolio. She doesn't have 2 portfolios. She has 1 portfolio, 1 pot. Within this pot, ameweka W, pot ni kama ile ya nyungu. Ameweka W, ameweka X, ameweka Y, ameweka Z. Mayom, you told me the other day that your Kiswahili is very good. Now, kwa hii nyungu, yeye ameweka mayai moja mbaya. Mayai ikiwa hata kama ni moja mbaya, lazima utoe mayai mbaya uweke maiga. So she has to do what here? She has to change. She has to change. At least for efficiency, why do we ignore? I'm getting in this case here good questions. Why do we ignore percentages? Unaweza kuziweka bado Abdul, haina shida za kuziweka, lakini with my experience, especially when you start doing the multiplications like 0.1, 0.001 times 0.00, ukiona hiyo percentages inakupatia very, very many zeros. So you keep on writing like this one now here. Get someone writing like 0.000. Even the examiner will just give you a 0. So you want to avoid this. Lisa, does it mean You guys, there is something you're confusing. What is a portfolio? Like this lady called Mary, Mary has got one portfolio. And within this one portfolio, we have W, X, Y, and what? It's not that W is a portfolio by itself. No, these are individual securities. These are individual securities. And if one security is bad, then you recommend that that security should be removed and, of course, exchanged. So basically, we have to do what here? We have to change the composition of the portfolio. Yes, it is okay. It is okay. The individual securities, yes. Thank you very much, John. So discard. Yes, discard the efficient one. Is a combination of what here? Investments, yes. Thank you very much. Great. Thanks for asking those good questions. Great. Yeah, it will delay you, yes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm moving right away to May 2017. Question number 2B. May 2017, question number 2B and C. May 2017, question number 2B and C. Please let me know once you get this question. Let me know once you get this question. Had you watched this video? Like now, ningekuwa question number 3, ama question number 4. Very fast. Very fast. Fury amesema got. Alafu kingetaka kujua nyinyi vile mpate time ya kuangalia video, kwani kazini mmeshafika kwa senior level management? Kazini mmeshafika kwa senior level management, ama mko mid level, ama mko operatives? Vizuri kujua. No, yuko chini, ukwangi busy sana pia. Chini ukwangi busy sana. How comes you guys are too busy? Mpaka mwezi mkaangalia video jameni. Kazi ni kama machine. Au nasema unatafuta kazi bado, please try as much as possible to apply to where we work. Like last week, I took a student, I took a gentleman there. Si nilimwambia yeye alipita through interview, na bahati mzuri pia yeye mwenyewe, unajua si hatuwezi kuandika kazi kama hujui Excel. Anajua Excel sana. Kompati. So unajaribu apply mahali tuko. Especially if you're working for any of these big 4, PwC, Deloitte. Alafu unajua hii, tutakupatia kazi straight away, do we double your salary. Great. To steal employers' time, we shall overcome. The following information relates to the performance of 6 portfolios over a 7-year period. Mshapata question kweli ama mmeanza kuda? Great. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are told here the following information relates to the performance of 6 portfolios over a 7-year period. So they've given us the portfolios there. I can see nicely the average annual returns. I can see the standard deviations, and then I can see the correlation with the market what year returns. So they want me to rank, or rather evaluate, the performance of these companies, the performance of these portfolios using the SHARPS method. We start with the first one, which is the SHARP, very sharp, SHARPS method. SHARP, because of this S, I know it has got a relationship with standard deviation. Standard deviation, very important. Very important. So, ladies and gentlemen, whenever they tell me to give them a SHARPS coefficient of any security, how will I be getting this? I'll be taking the expected return of the security into SHARPS coefficient. I say minus risk-free. So basically, I'm getting the premium, right? And then I'll come and standardize this by dividing this by the standard what year deviation. You divide this by the standard. So Sharpe's expected return of the market minus. Are you sure here we have the market really? Are you sure, my home, there we have the market? It is expected return of what? The security, individual security. Remember that this SC is Sharpe's who? Is Sharpe's coefficient. Sharpe's coefficient. ERS stands for what here? Expected returns of the security. Expected returns of the security. Expected returns of the security. And then we have this famous thing called what here? Standard who? Standard deviation. Great. Great. So this one here is called standard deviation. Standard deviation, this one here. Standard deviation. So unapatanga wanafunzi, I don't know why, it's because of hawajui kuwa very professional. Utapata mwanafunzi anaandika standard deviation ati hivi. Hii sasa hivi ni nini? Hii ni mitochondrial. Standard deviation unaandika hivi 0 unavuta mkia moja hivi. This is how we write standard deviation for you to, you must demonstrate both broad and a deep understanding of the subject by writing proper symbols. If I find you writing like this in CASDEB, I'll say in your script -1 mark. Great. So, ladies and gentlemen, then do me a favor. We have our securities there. Could you kindly try giving us the Sharpes for these securities? We start with P. So we have P. So P, you see this expected return. Expected is the same as what? Yes, somebody average. So I can see for P, average return is 18.6. So the same 18.6 minus the risk-free. Are you able to see the risk-free rate of return in this question? Are you able to see the risk-free rate of return in this question? Shiga na. Uko chini kabisa 9. So nasema -9. If I wish, I can put this in brackets. And then I say divide by the standard deviation of that particular security. The standard deviation of that security. The corresponding standard deviation of that security, which is 20 what here, somebody? 27. Thank you very much. So could you kindly give me the Sharpe's coefficient of P? Give me the Sharpe's coefficient of P. Give me the Sharpe's coefficient of P. The Sharpe's coefficient of P nakuja ngapi? The Sharpe's coefficient of P nakuja ngapi? 0.36. Thank you very much. Haya. Tuende abracadabra. Tuende katika Q. So katika Q, what do we have there? Katika Q, what do we have there? Katika Q, what do we have there? Q, I'll take what minus what? Somebody is following. For Q, the Sharpe's coefficient, I'll take what minus what? I'll take what minus what? For Q, I will take something minus something. So itakuwa 14.9. 14.9 minus 9. Because risk-free rate does not keep on dancing. It doesn't know how to dance. It's ever constant. So divide this by, the risk can change. Divide this by Q standard deviation, which is 18. So could you kindly give us this figure? Could you kindly give us this figure? 0.32. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So we go to R. So R, I'll talk of 15.1. 15.1 minus 9. Divide this by who? Divide this by 8. So please give me a figure. Divide this by there is somebody saying something is wrong. Somebody is saying something is wrong. 14.8, not 14.9. Okay. So somebody is telling me it's 14.8. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. I'm being told here that this is supposed to be 14.8. I'll change this forthwith. but I don't know whether this really will change. Q, no, it will remain. So what about the one of R? What about the one of R? R, what are we getting? Somebody there? R, what are we getting? Somebody there? 0.76. 0.76. Thank you very much. That is R. From there, we go to S. S, what do we have? From there, we go to S. S, what do we have there? S, what do we have there? S, what do we have there? S, what do we have here for S? S, what do we have here? For S, I'll take 22. 22 minus 9 divided by the risk of S. The risk of S, the standard deviation of S there is 4. No, it's 21.2. 21.2. So could you kindly give me an answer for S? 0.61. From there now, I'll go very comfortably to T. So T, what do I have there for T? The return there for T is minus 9. Minus 9 divided by the risk there. Alafu unajua wanafunzi wa CPA ni funny wengine. So utapata somebody from nowhere akisema hapa ni 0. Ukimuuliza ni 0 kwa sababu ati ameona T minus Z ni 0. We, tumia calculator. Tumia calculator. Minus 4.5. Thank you very much. Then we have lastly U. So U, what do we have here for U? So for U, I can see the figures. For U, I can see the figures. We have 26.5. 26.5 minus 9. Divide this by who? Divide this by who? Divide this by who? Divide this by 19.3. 19.3. What figure do we have, ladies and gentlemen, there? What figure do we have, ladies and gentlemen, here? It is 0.91. So then, could you kindly go ahead and rank this for me? Please go ahead and rank this for me. Rank this for me. Remember, the higher the shops, the better the portfolio. So which one has got the highest? The highest Sharps value, I think it is this 0.76. So this takes up number 1. This takes up number 2. This will take up number 3. This will take up number 4. Then we have this. Nope. 0.9 is high. So, no, nimetupa mbao kitambo. Ilikuwa ianze, tuanze fresh. So ile highest hapa is 0.91. So this takes number 1, this takes number 2, this takes number 3, this now takes number 4, this takes number 5, and then lastly, the one in this case that touches the tail of this cow is T, like that. It's T like that. So I've been able to rank. That's how we evaluate the efficiency of these portfolios using Sharps model. From there now we go to the trainers model. So from there, very fast, we go to the trainers model. So trainers model, is there anybody who can give us the formula of trainers? How do we get trainers? Let me see. The trainers model. Could you kindly give me the formula, the TC? The TC. Very good. So it is expected return of the security minus risk-free rate of return. But remember, trainer, yeye anachezea kwa bit. My signal is weak. Samoi, that 9, the 9 is down there. The 9 is a risk-free rate of return. 9 is a risk-free rate of return. 9 is a risk-free rate of return. Great. Thank you very much. Now, this examiner was quite a bad examiner. Instead of him giving us beta directly, he never gave us beta. This is a crazy an examiner. He's a crazy examiner. He never gave us beta. So if he doesn't give us beta, could you kindly give us the two formulae that we normally use to calculate beta? Is there anybody who is able to remember the formula of beta? Beta J. How do we get beta J? Could it be beta J or beta S or beta anything? Is there anybody who is able to remind us the formula for getting beta J? Beta J equals who? Ama equal kwa video. Beta J. Is there somebody who is able to give us the formula of getting beta J? I'm not seeing any comment. Moses tells us it is covariance between J and the market. It is covariance between J and the market all over the standard deviation of the market squared. I love this. This is correct. If I'm the one, I would have written this, call it number one. Alafu naidunga yellow yote. Yellow is very good. Yellow means very nice. Very nice. Do we have highlighters? If you don't have highlighters, I would rather give you that as a present. Beta J. Two formulae of getting what here? Of getting beta. Of getting beta. Of getting beta. Of getting beta. Now, another student here is telling us something very nice. Another student ametuambia kuna model number 2, where we make use of the correlation. That I can come and take the correlation between J and the market, multiplied by the standard deviation of J, all over the standard deviation of the market. All over the standard deviation of the market. The standard deviation of the market. So, remember. It means I have to start from a bit far, but I'll know what to do. Don't worry, I will know what to do. Ladies and gentlemen, listen here. This beta, the beta that I'm talking about, beta, you will get somebody here. I'm so sure because of some students being very tired, you'll get a student writing beta like this. Like that. All right? Yani amekasirika. Hata lemon ni afadhali. Sisi ile beta tunaongea kuhusu ni beta E, which is a measure of what here? A measure of systematic risk. A measure of systematic risk. Which is a measure of what here? Systematic risk, yes. A measure of systematic risk. What is beta? Is a measure of systematic risk. Normally, kuna what we call, to calculate this, you could make use of to calculate beta. To calculate beta, we make use of number 1, the covariance approach. The covariance approach, which is this covariance between J and M. Covariance between J and M, or the correlation approach. The correlation approach, which is this one, R, between J and M. Remember, my handwriting is very poor. That's something I do not shy from saying. Right? I always agree that my handwriting is very poor. So don't think that this is like a special. No, it's supposed to be your normal R. 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 Okay. So now between the two formulae, which one do you think is appropriate to our case here? Because there is no way you can calculate trainers' values if you do not have beta. So between the two models, which one do you think shall we use? The second one, because you can see this examiner gave us the correlation metrics there. So yeah, I'm going to make use of the second one, yes. So then could you kindly calculate for me the betas for all those securities? Calculate for me the betas of all those securities. Calculate for me the betas of all those securities. So remember, we are saying beta J, this could be a number, beta 1, beta S, etc. is correlation between the security and the market multiplied by the standard deviation of that security all over the standard deviation of the market. So I would want us to get for P, What do we have there for P? Beta for P. So do we have the correlation coefficient? Yes. You guys gave me a figure of 0.81. Do we have the standard deviation of J? Standard deviation of that security, yes, P is 27. How about the standard deviation of the market? That one I have to remain silent a little bit, and then I get to see, whether there is anybody who has got hawk eyes, sharp eyes. Miriam amesema 12. 12, yes. Because when you look at the market returns, they are given there. Average returns are 12, and standard deviation is 12. So 12 for the market. So 12 like that. So please give me this answer. P will be equal to who? 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 P will be equal to 1.8 beta, 1.8 beta. So please go to Q and give us something there, you bright students. Go to Q and give us something nice there. The correlation there is 0. What here, somebody? 0.65. Multiplied by the standard deviation of J. The standard deviation of J is 18. Divided by the market, which is 12. Market there is 12. Market there is 12. So ukiangalia inakuja ngapi beta ya Q? Inakuja ngapi beta ya Q? Partapotea, abracadabra, life is good. So nasema ni 0.98. 0.98, that is Q. Then we have R. R, what do we have here for R? Are you able to see the correlation in R? Yeah, R is 0.98. Correlation, remember, times the standard deviation of R. Standard deviation of R, I can see there is 15.1. No, it's 8. Divided by 12. Could you kindly help me with this figure? Ya R, beta ya R. Inakuja inakuwa ngapi? 0.65. Thank you very much. 0.65, here ni ya R. From there, we have the one of S. S, I can see the correlation is 0.75. 0.75 times its standard deviation. Its standard deviation is 21.2 divided by 12, which will end up giving us what figure? The denominator. No, when you use beta, using the correlation approach here, we don't square this. We normally square the market when we are working with covariance up there. So we don't square anything there. Thank you very much for asking that question. So that is S. From there, we go to T. T, what do we have? T, what do we have? So T, I can see the correlation there is 0.45. 0.45 times the standard deviation of a T, which is 19.3, divided by the one of the market, which is 12, constant at 12. So somebody is giving me a figure of 0.15. 0.15, that is T. From there, we have U. So U, what do we have there? U, I can see the standard, rather the correlation is 0.63 times its standard deviation which is 19 point, nope. Ilipotea wapi? Kuna mali yangu moja ilipotea. Kuna mali moja yangu ilipotea. It's 4, For period inaniambia hii hapa inafaa kuwa 40. Period inaniambia hapa inafaa ikuwe koja 21.2. Na period inaniambia hapa lakini si ni ya U 19.3. Yangu ilipotea kitambo Yangu ni kama ilipotea kitambo sana. It doesn't matter. You guys have already gotten the concept. We have the beta things. Now we can go and plug them in the formula of trainers. We can now go and plug them in the formula of trainers. So patapotea, the formula of trainers. Somebody now must have mastered the formula of trainer. Thank you very much, Purity. Tunajua trainers is ERS minus risk-free all over beta. So could you kindly give me trainers for P? Kindly give me the trainers for P. Is there anybody who can advise me? I should take something minus something divided by something. Expected return of P minus risk-free. all over beta factor of P. Expected return of P ndio sawa na average return, which is 18.6. I say minus risk free, which is 9, and then I'll come and divide this by the beta of P that you guys got as 1.82. Could you kindly give me this final answer? Kindly give me this final answer. Kindly give me this final answer. Kindly give me this final answer. Wanasema ni 5.27. After P, you go now to Q. Q, I'm looking at this. Expected return is the same as average return. Average return is 14.6. 14.8 minus risk-free, which is 9. And then I'll come and divide this, with the beta factor of Q. Beta factor of Q, you guys gave me a figure of 0.98. So could you kindly give me the trainer's coefficient? So naelezo ni 5.92. 5.92. From there we go to R. So R. So I want to expect you, great students of mine, to now finish this. You finish this. Mpaka mwisho, finish mpaka mwisho, and then you rank for me. Finish mpaka mwisho, and then you rank for me. Okay. So have they been able to rank? Have they been able to rank the portfolios? So are the models in this case here ranking these portfolios in the same way? Are those ranks consistent between the two models? Are those ranks consistent? No. We could see in this case here that Sharpe's model gave us ranks in quite a different manner, right? And then, of course, ladies and gentlemen, this other one here called trainers has also given us its ranks in its own particular pattern, right? So the ranks are not the same. The ranks are not the same. Ranks are not the same. Reason? The models make use of what here? Make use of different bases. They make use of different what here? Bases. Sharpe uses standard deviation, whereas trainer makes use of what here? Beta factors. We don't expect them to give us the same answers, basically because the bases of the two models are different. The bases of the two models are different. The bases of the two models are what here? Are different. The bases of the two models are different. Great. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would want us to try this question. November 2015, question number 2, dog. 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 P and N. P and N. November 2015, question number 2, dog. Please let me know when you get this question, And then, of course, as you look for this question, again, I would want to emphasize that it's important we get to watch these videos. It's important. There's no shortcut about that. It's important we get all of us to watch the videos. There is no shortcut, really. They're not tough things, because I would want ample time in terms of revision. The last 2 weeks, we should be able to give you guys what we call boot camps, online boot camps, where we should be able to revise intensively. And the only way out, there are topics that I'll not even do at all here. Like this topic of what here? Bankruptcy is a topic in this case here whose video is self-explanatory, 2-hour video. You simply watch and tell me, Mwalimu, we have now known how to calculate the Altman's Z-score, right? That one don't touch. So now I can put all my weight in these three topics: advanced capital budgeting, advanced financing decision, and this international finance. Of course, the others ni kama hii portfolio. Kazi yangu ni kufanya maswali kama 7. That was my objective today. Short questions, 7 of them. If you watch the video, then you are good to go. Your topic mtasema imelala. Your topic mtasema imelala. Great. So amjaniambia kama mmepata question. Amjaniambia kama mmepata question. Amjaniambia kama mmepata question. Great. At least John amesema amesha kubali hayo maneno. Alafu wacha nikwambie kitu funny. Wewe ukiona hata for example kwa hii group, let me tell you something very nice. Thank you very much. Kwa hiyo wanafunzi wanajifanya ati hawaoni. Wanafunzi wanajifanya ati hawaangalizi video. Lakini ukiangalia wanafunzi wanajibu maswali kusema ukweli. Si mbona ni wewe peke yako tu hujaangalia video? Si mbona ni wewe peke yako hujaangalia video? Kusema tu ukweli kabisa. Ukiangalia. Yeah. Ndio tu hujaangalia. Utapata most of us about 60-70% wameangalia. Sasa ni wale ambao mko senior management. Wale mko senior management ndio muangalie video Kasi itakupiga character development. Very good. So turudi hapa sasa. Wanasema the following information relates to portfolios P and N. Umekupatia average return, umekupatia beta factors, umekupatia standard deviation, wamekuambia hapo na systematic risk. Assume that the risk-free rate is 6% and the average market return is 15%. All right. So we have number 1, Sharpe's performance measure for P and N. Yes, chapter 3. Oh, the 3 topics. The 3 topics you will never miss. If you get all students, in this case, you will fail in these exams. Hawajuangi advanced capital budgeting. Hawajuangi advanced financing decision. Na hawajuangi international finance. Hizo 3. The moment umejua topics vizuri inside outside. Hawezi ukaanguka AFM paper. Never. Great. So Mayom wacha kwenda mbele sana. Mayom hapana peleka kichwa mbali sana. Mayom, kwanza fanya part 1. Part 1 they want us to give them the Sharpe's performance measure for P and N. Tuanze hapo kwanza. The list of the 3, the first topic, advanced financing decision. So advanced capital budgeting, advanced financing decisions, and then international finance, the derivatives. Great. Here we are. November 2015 question number 2D. The first one is the Sharpe's model. So Sharpe's model. So if it's Sharpe's model, I know Sharpe's, we make use of standard deviation. So we have expected return of the security minus risk-free all over standard deviation over the security. So please give me the one of P. So the one of P, are you able to see the expected return of P? Are you able to see the expected return of P? Yes, I can see 35. How about risk-free? Risk-free, I'm able to see the risk-free down there. Are you able to see the risk-free yourself? Risk-free rate of return down there, 6. All over standard deviation of the security. Standard deviation of this security, yes. They have given me a figure of what here, somebody? 42. They've given me a figure of 42 for standard deviation. So then P, what do we have there? P, what do we have there? Somebody help me. For P. Lisa and Lember 0.69. From there, could you kindly go and do the one for N? Go ahead and do the one for N. Abdallah got the 0.69. Thank you very much. How about N? N, what do we have there for N? So N umeniambia mwalimu chukua 20 what? Chukua 28 minus 6 divided by the standard deviation of N, which is what here, somebody? 30%, 30. You know the percentages. And somebody is giving me a figure of 0.73. Thank you very much. So this is Sharpe's. Remember, you write this in capital letters, and if possible, you even underline to bring this to the attention of the examiner. The next one is the trainers. Trainers, could you kindly help me? Trainers, kwanza andika formula ya trainer. Abracadabra. What do we have? Abracadabra. Trainer, what do we have there? Abracadabra, trainer. What do we have? Hawajaandika hata formula hata moja. Alafu ukitaka unaweza kumwandikia ranking, But you see, this question was basically about what year. It was about just calculations. They never told even us to compare the two. They never told us to compare the two. So that is Sharpe's model. Ladies and gentlemen, after Sharpe's model, could we kindly go to the second one called trainer? Trainer ni mwalimu kama mimi. Wale wazee wazito. Tunatumia beta sisi. Beta factor. Right? So tunasema trainer. Tunajua ni expected return of the security minus risk-free, all over beta of the security. So P, what do we have? We know those figures. The figures that we have, ladies and gentlemen, we know the figures. Expected return, P ni 35, minus risk-free, ambayo ni 6, divided by beta, which happens to be 1.25. Washanipatia answer wanafunzi ni wajanjes. Wananiambia ni 23.2. Thank you very much. From there, we have N. So N, what should we do? I can see the expected return there is 28 minus 6 divided by beta there, which is 1. So this one will give me what figure? Will give me, according to Maureen and Karo Mutinda, 22, like that. 22. Ladies and gentlemen, where I'm supposed to take some time and keep quiet as much as possible is Roman 3, where they want me to use the Jensen's alpha value. The Jensen's alpha value. What do we have there? Jensen's alpha value. That one I should not talk at all. That one for sure, I should not talk at all. That one I should not talk at all, because wakisema Jensen's alpha value, I showed you the formula of getting alpha of a security. CAPM is being involved somewhere. So if I'm the one doing this, first of all, I'll give my examiner the CAPM returns. So for Jensen, first of all, I have to evaluate the CAPM returns. Thank you very much, Lucy. So first of all, I have to evaluate the CAPM returns. There is nobody who wants to talk to me tonight. If you don't want to talk to me tonight, who do you want to talk to? So please talk to me tonight. Give me the formulas. I'll be the one buying you a present. I promised a cup of coffee to everybody tonight, right? But now you guys have not watched my video, but we can have a deal. If all of you will watch my videos consistently for the next 2-3 days, I'll buy you guys a Valentine's gift. You'll be my Valentines. Now I'm so sure somebody is saying we already have. Apana madem pekewe, Abdul, Valentine ni friend. And you guys are my friends, isn't it? Abdul. Eni Abdul ukija nikubaie nyama ya ngamia pale Al-Yusra on Valentine. Is there any problem there, Rick? Is there any problem there? No, not at all. Great. Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me very well here. First of all, I have to get the CAPM returns. Come and give us the CAPM returns, because Jensen makes use of the CAPM returns. So CAPM returns, what do we have here? CAPM returns, this is what we have. I write CAPM returns. We normally start with risk-free plus ERM minus risk-free. And then I multiply this with what here? Beta. So I'll have to come and give them the one of P. So have they given me the risk-free rate of return? Yes, we have 6 plus expected returns of the market. Have they given me expected return of the market? No, they haven't. 15. 15 minus 6. Multiply this by the beta factor of S. Beta factor of S. Beta factor of the security, which is P. So beta factor there is 1.25. Is there anybody who can give me this figure? Is there anybody who can give me this figure? Wananiambia mzuri mwalimu, hii inakuja 17.25. 17.25 is okay. So from there now you go to the next one, which is N. So for N, what do we have there for N? For N, what do we have there for N? For N, what do we have there for N? So for N, ladies and gentlemen, I can see the risk-free rate of return. For N, I can see the risk-free rate of return is still 6. I can see the market returns 15 minus 6 multiplied by beta over N. Beta over N, what do we have there? Beta of N, we have 1. So is there someone who has a figure for this? Caro is telling me that, you know, mwalimu, what? This is supposed to be 18. Now, once I get that, then I will very easily come and give you guys the Jensen's alpha value. The Jensen's alpha value of any security. The Jensen's alpha value of the security here, hey, wanasema sio 18, ati answer inafaa kuwa 15. Answer inafaa kuwa 15. Yegon unasema answer inafaa kuwa 15. Thank you very much. So come here, expected alpha. Alpha, we know it's expected return minus the CAPM return of S. So give us the one of P. Give us the one of P. So the one of P, what do we have here? The one of P, are you able to see the expected return of P? Are you able to see the expected return of P? Are you able to see the expected return of P? Expected is the same as average. So this is 35. 35 minus CAPM returns of P. CAPM returns of P is 17.25. CAPM return is 17.25. So then could you kindly give me a figure? Wanasema ni 17.75. Hii hata kama sijaulizwa, I have to demonstrate broad and deep understanding of the subject by mentioning inside there that this is a super efficient, it's profitable. It is a super efficient one. It is a super efficient one. Ladies and gentlemen, after that, could you kindly go to the N? How about N? N, I'll say, I can see the average return there is 28. So 28 minus the CAPM returns are 15, which will give me 13. Profitable again. So this is super efficient. This is super efficient. This is super efficient, 13 super efficient, and I'm so sure that all of us would have gotten this correctly. Ladies and gentlemen, from there now we go to the appraisal ratio model. Appraisal, I love appraisal ratio model. So can I wrap this? Can I wrap this? Can I wrap this? Yes. So appraisal ratio model is a very important and very easy model. When we talk about appraisal ratio model, appraisal ratio model. Wanakumbuka ile tu ya kawaida, the ERS minus RF. But now down here, we divide by what we call the non-systematic metrics, non-systematic risk value. But I also now listen to me very well. When we talk about appraisal, whatever I'm subtracting here must be a benchmark portfolio, not risk-free. Must be a benchmark portfolio. Benchmark portfolio. And that is why you will bear with me that appraisal ratio, wange nakuja nakuwa ni ERS minus the benchmark. Our benchmark is normally called the market portfolio. It is the one that you're appraising our security vis-a-vis with. So up in a change, because the language is that this has to be the benchmark portfolio. It must be the benchmark portfolio, and the benchmark portfolio is ERM. divided by what we are calling the non-systematic risk, the non-systematic risk. And then now let us apply this formula. Let's apply this formula in this question. Let's apply this formula in this question. So what do we have, ladies and gentlemen? Expected return of P. Is there somebody who can see these figures? Expected return of P ni ngapi shiga na? 35. You need someone average return. 35 minus ERM. Are you able to see the ERM? 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 ERM inakuja ngapi? Somebody 15 divided by the non-systematic risk. Have they given us a non-systematic risk really for portfolio P? Is 18. Forget the percentage. So niambia mwalimu unajua nini? Hii ni 1.11 namna hii. Hii ni 1.11 namna hii. Hii ni 1.11 namna hii. Alafu sasa tunaenda kwa hiyo ya pili ambayo ni R. I mean N. N. So N, what do we have there as expected return of R? Expected return of R is the same as average return. So this is 28 minus expected return of the market. Expected return of the market ni ngapi? Ni 15 divided by the non-systematic risk. Non-systematic risk ya N ambayo ni 10. Which at the end of the day will give us what figure? Which at the end of the day will give us what figure? Somebody tells me it is 1.3. Somebody tells me it is 1.3.